Hi, I'm Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with an Essex upright, which is a Steinway product. This was built in 2016 by the Pearl River Piano Factory in Guangzhou, China. And this is part of Steinway's agreement with Pearl River to manufacture a less expensive product of Steinway, designed by Steinway in New York, to make a Steinway product available to those who aren't in the market, aren't budgeted for a more expensive Steinway upright made in New York or Hamburg, Germany. So it's similar to the Boston piano, which is designed by Steinway, made by Kawai, which is a Japanese company. This is a more economical, more affordable version of that. So, but it is a very young piano. It's not even 10 years old. The previous owner took very good care of it, and we took it on trade for about a Steinway grand. This is it looks like a console, but it's not. This is actually a studio upright with a decorator furniture style case. It has the studio height to it, which is it looks to be about 46 inches tall. So just about the same size as the Steinway 1098, or maybe the better comparison would be the Steinway Sheraton, which was the same piano as the 1098. The 1098 was the institutional style, really rugged, blocky looking upright that you'd find in a lot of schools, especially Steinway schools. But the Sheraton Steinway was the same innards, same internal guts, put in a more furniture style decorator case that would fit better in a domestic setting. And this reminds me a lot of that. And I'm sure Steinway and Essex made an institutional style version of this piano with the same inside in a blockier case. But this is the decorator style, and it's in really beautiful condition. We didn't have to do very much to it, at least on the outside. We, of course, tuned it and checked up on the regulation when we received it, but the previous owner took very good care of this piano, and you can tell by just how clean the case is. We didn't hardly have to do anything. So it's a good sign that this piano's had an easy life so far in its lifetime, which is why we're confident putting a 10-year warranty on this piano, all parts and labor, and 100% lifetime trade-up guarantee. Just please make sure you have it tuned twice a year by a professional technician and kept in a moderate stable humidity, which is crucial for the upkeep of any piano, no matter the brand name or the type. I said a whole lot about Essex in general, but the important thing is how it sounds musically, and the way it's designed internally. It has that Steinway sound, and so much of that is just how the soundboard is shaped, the bridges, the cast iron plate, and how that all determines the positions of the strings. That's all called scale design. And different companies, manufacturers, have their own ideas about how a piano should sound, and they design their pianos accordingly. Steinway designed this piano to sound like their Steinway uprights. And I can hear that sound in this piano. It reminds me a lot of that. There's kind of a unique sound that Steinway uprights have, which they are, in my opinion, one of the few pianos in production left that have that sort of old, vintage, early 20th century American upright sound. This piano, it's the closest thing I've seen, or rather heard, to that sound of anything made in the past decade. And this piano is kind of a robust, deep sound that I also hear so frequently on Steinway uprights, including the 1098. This piano, it really growls in a way like an old upright would, a big old vintage Steinway upright, like an old Vertigrand Model K. I can hear that in this piano, and that's because of the way Steinway designed this piano. The whole string arrangement is all crucial for getting different overtones and different tonal properties, and that's why it sounds like the way it does. Strictly speaking, with respect to mellowness and brightness, I think it's in the middle. It's not too much one way or another. It's very crisp sounding if you need it to sound crisp, but the action's very smooth and responsive, so I was able easily to get a much more delicate, warmer sound. So I'll call the tone a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10. And then the touch, a little bit firm, which in my opinion is consistent with other Steinway products, including their uprights. They tend to have more resistance than average in the keys, and so I'll give this a 6 on the scale from 1 to 10, from light to firm. So there's only one more thing I can think of about this, well, two more things rather. It does come with its original matching bench, so the piano has these octagonal legs that the bench matches perfectly, and it even also has the original Essex key cover, the felt key cover, which actually does help to keep dust from falling in between the cracks in the keys. So this bench is included with the piano, and it also has a middle pedal practice mute, like so many pianos made in China and Japan, but not pianos made in this country, incidentally. This is it operates like it would on so many of our other Yamaha Kawai uprights. Press down the middle pedal, move it over to the left, it holds itself in place, and it drops a curtain of felt in between the hammers and the strings, so that instead of hitting the string directly, it hits it indirectly. A substantial reduction in sound compared to the normal. So, really nice piano. I'm impressed. Please stop by, try it out for yourself. You can play it along with anything else in our inventory. But if you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email if you have any questions. Thanks.